I wonder why that's so busy. Right, I have a tendency to overthink things, right? I think that's abundantly clear. I tend to put more thought into something than necessarily needs to be there. For example, this morning was quite nippy. So when I was getting ready for work, normally I'd put a hoodie on, right? But I didn't have any available hoodies. So I chose a jumper. I chose a nice warm jumper. So I get to work, take my gear off, my bike gear. Obviously I don't work in my high-vis jacket, that would be weird. Still cold, leave the jumper on. As the day warms up, I start to warm up. And I start thinking, oh well, maybe it's time to remove the jumper. However, problems arise. The jumper's a bit tight for reasons that we've discussed previously. I'm getting pre-festive. Yeah, you just indicate me. That's we'll just guess, right? Yeah, good. So there's the method of, you know, when you remove your arms from the sleeves one by one, and then from there you take the jumper off from the inside. Nice and tidy, that jumper. As jumper removals go, perfect. However, trying to do that is going to rip the arms off, so I can't use the safe method. So it needs to be arms crossed, bottom of the hem, over the head job. However, it is tight, so I'm having concerns that I may get stuck in the jumper. There's a little thought. I probably won't, but I might get stuck in the jumper. So I'm starting to really think, oh, I'm getting hot, but I don't want to be like trapped, like a grown man trapped in a jumper. That's just weird. Also, like, there's no way to do that method, removing a tight jumper over the head, without also grabbing some t-shirt, you know, along with it. So I'm starting to think, right, if I try and take this jumper off, I'm gonna get trapped, and I'll be doing the truffle shuffle in the middle of the office. So I'm like, okay, what are my options? What are my options here? Option, the only one I can think of is to jump into the toilet and take it off. You can't do that. No, you can't. I mean, that's just a weird thing to do, isn't it? Just go to the toilet to take off your jumper. No one does that. So, well, long story short, I've been sat in my jumper all day, really hot, really warm. Oh yeah! Okay. Don't look at the crack of my arse. I know you're thinking as well. Nobody's thinking, you know, look at that man trapped in a jumper. Why is someone taking the jumper off of the toilets? No one's thinking that. However, I am. And if I'm thinking it, because I'd be looking at this macabre pantomime of a grown man stuck in a jumper. It's a bit of a break from your work, innit? And I'll be absolutely 100% honest. If I saw someone walk out of the toilet holding a garment of clothing that they've obviously removed, I would be thinking that person has just had a massive dump to the point where they've had to take the jumper off to cool down. Oh, they must have had to put some effort in squeezing that one out. I am my own worst enemy, really. And the other thing that's been occupying my mind pretty much for the duration of the day, beyond feeling really hot and uncomfortable, I watched a video from Swiss recently. It's probably quite old considering that I'm about 2 weeks or more out. Where he said he was trying to avoid hitting a Ferrari, but we all saw the video and it looks like he swerved with a feral snarl towards the expensive motor. And I was thinking, right, but surely that's insurance. If you swerve and not swerve, but if you have an accident and you hit an expensive car, that's what your insurance is there to do, to take care of that, sort you out. However, I learned today that's not necessarily true. Depending on your policy, you may not be covered for that amount of money. So if your policy only goes up to 100,000 and you hit a 200,000 car, there's a good chance, let's be honest with you, there's a it's gonna happen. You're gonna get a bill from the insurance company asking you to stump up the rest. It means I need to find out when I go home today how much I'm actually covered for, because I do not want a slight bump to cost me my house. But it now makes me think, if I'm coming up to a junction and there's a Lambo there, instead of thinking, oh look, cool, a Lambo, I'm thinking, stay away, I do not want financial ruin. And if you're getting into an accident and it's between this Lamborghini and a child, that child is brown bread. Or whether it's between an expensive car and a cheap car, although, you know, thinking about it, if you've got the time to like do a quick evaluation, pop onto Google to assess the market value, you're probably not in much of a threat, are you? You're not much trouble. So these people driving around in super expensive cars that the general public may not be able to adequately pay out on if they were hit, like that's just dread, isn't it? I mean, how are these people getting insurance? Because first of all, the insurance company that has to, you know, pay out for a crash of a Zonda, do you know what I mean? Something really expensive. That's gonna really hit the bottom line quite hard, you know. And if the liability falls to someone else, then surely the insurance company has to do like all the litigation to try and get the rest of the cash, or with your insurance company pay it all up front and then just like send you a letter to move into the poorhouse. Get in there, mate, get in the poorhouse, this is your life now. I mean, I was wondering if there's like there's an amount of money in your bank that would mean that you didn't have to have insurance, even though it's like it's a legal requirement for you to have insurance. Could you, like, if you had millions in the bank, could you just go, if I crash, I'll just pay for it? And what, mate? Or could you get like cheaper insurance by going to a company that'll give you like low insurance but have an absolutely criminally low liability like figure, where they'll only pay out the first like $5,000 and you just do the rest, but it's only going to cost you like 10 quid a month to insure like a sports car? Would that be illegal? Yeah, so this is what's been, one, can I take off my jumper? Two, is insurance real? Does insurance exist? Is it a sham like my marriage?